Thirst. Not the thirst of the throat, though that be the wildest and worst of physical pangs, that smote alone to the heart of Christ, ringing the one wild cry, I thirst, from his agony, while the soldiers drank and diced. Not the thirst benign that calls the worker to wine, not the bodily thirst, though that be frenzy accursed, when the mouth is full of sand, and the eyes are gummed up, and the ears trick the soul till it hears water, water at hand, when a man will dig his nails in his breast, and drink the blood already that clots and stales ere his tongue can tip its flood, when the sun is a living devil vomiting vats of evil, and the moon and the night but mock the wretch on his barren rock, and the dome of heaven high-arched like his mouth is arid and parched, and the caves of his heart high-spanned are choked with alkali sand. Not this, but a thirst uncharted, body and soul alike, traitors turned black-hearted, seeking a space to strike in a victim already attuned to one vast chord of wound. Every separate bone, cold and incarnate groan, distilled from the icy sperm of hell's implacable worm. Every drop of the river, of blood aflame and a-quiver, with poison secret and sour, with a sudden twitch at the last, like certain jagged daggers. With bloodshot eyes dull-glassed, the screaming Malay staggers through his village aghast. So blood wrenches its pain sardonic through heart and brain, every separate nerve awakened alert on a curve whose asymptote name is never, in a hyperbolic forever. A bitten and burning snake striking its venom within it, as if it might serve to slake the pain for the tithe of a minute. Awake, forever awake, awake as one never is, while sleep is a possible end, awake in the void, the abyss whose thirst is an echo of this that martyrs, world without end. World without end are men, the man that falters and yields for the proverbs, month and an hour, to the lure of the snow-starred fields where the opium poppies a flower. Only the prick of a needle charged from a wizard well, is this sufficient to wheedle a soul from heaven to hell? Was man's spirit weaned from fear of its ghosts and gods, to fawn at the feet of a fiend? Is it such terrible odds? The heir of ages of wonder, the crown of earth for an hour, the master of tide and thunder against the juice of a flower. Aye, in the roar and the rattle of all the armies of sin, this is the only battle he never was known to win. Slave to the thirst, not thirst as here it is weakly written, not thirst in the brain black-bitten, in the soul more sorely smitten. One dare not think of the worst. Beyond the raging and raving hell of the physical craving lies, in the brain benumbed, at the end of time and space, an abyss unmeasured, unplumbed, the haunt of a face. She it is, she, that found me in the morphia honeymoon. With silk and steel she bound me, in her poisonous milk she drowned me. Even now her arms surround me, stifling me into the swoon, that still, but oh how rarely, comes at the thrust of the needle, steadily stares and squarely, nor needs to fondle and wheedle. Her slave a gasp for a kiss, hers whose horror is his that knows that viper womb, speckled and barred with black on its rusty amber scales, is his tomb. The straining, groaning rack on which he wails falls. Her cranial dome is vaulted, her mad Mongolian eyes aslant with the ecstasies of things immune, exalted far beyond stars and skies, slits of amber and jet, her snout for the quarry set, fleshy and heavy and gross, bestial broken across, and below it her mouth that drips blood from the lips that hide the fangs of a snake, drips on venomous udders, mountainous flanks that fret, and the spirit sickens and shudders at the hint of a worse thing yet. Olya, the golden bait, barbed with infinite pain, fatal, fanatical mate of a poisoned body and brain. Olya, the name that leers its lecherous longing and knavery, whispers and crazing ears the secret spell of her slavery. Horror indeed intense, seduction ever intenser, swinging the smoke of sense from the bowl of a smouldering censer. Behind me, behind and above, she stands, that mirror of love. Her fingers are supple jointed, her nails are polished and pointed and tipped with spurs of gold. With them she rowels the brain, her lust is critical, cold, and her Chinese cheeks are pale as she daintily picks profane with her octopus lips, and the teeth, jagged and black beneath, pulp and blood from a nail. One swift prick was enough in days gone by to invoke her. She was incarnate love in the hours when I first awoke her. Little by little I found the truth of her, stripped of clothing, bitter beyond all bound, leprous beyond all loathing, black, the plague of the pit, her pustules visibly fester, cancerous kisses that bit as the asp caressed her. Dragon of lure and dread, tiger of fury and lust, the quick in chains to the dead, the slime alive in the dust, brazen shame like a flame, an orgy of pregnant pollution, with hate beyond aim or name, orgasm, death, dissolution. Know you now why her eyes so fearfully glaze, beholding terrors and infamies like filthy flowers unfolding? Laughter widowed of ease, agony barred from sadness, death defeated of peace. Is she not madness? She waits for me, lazily leering, as moon goes murdering moon. The moon of her triumph is nearing. She will have me wholly soon. And you Puritan others, who have missed the morphia craving, cry scorn if I call you brothers, curl lip at my maniac raving. Fools, 7 times beguiled, you have not known her well. There was never a need she smiled to harry you into hell. Morphia is but one spark of its secular fire. She is the single sun, type of all desire. All that you would, you are, and that is the crown of craving. You are slaves of the wormwood star. Analyzed, reason is raving, feeling examined is pain. What heaven were to hope for a doubt of it? Life is anguish insane, and death is not a way out of it.